There are no roadblocks scheduled today on either Highway 70 or 54 South. For the latest roadblock information, call 575-678-1178. Tonight's forecast is calling for mostly cloudy skies, 40% chance of rain in the basin, 60% for the mountains. In Alamogordo, expect a low of 70, Cloudcroft a low of 57. Tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny, becoming mostly cloudy, 40% chance of rain. In Alamogordo tomorrow, high of 92, low of 70, Cloudcroft tomorrow, high of 76, and an overnight low of 59 degrees.
This is the Roundup on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Going from the Tularosa Basin and beyond, this is your local connection to the world of sports. From high school to college and to the pros, we cover the latest news and the biggest stories. Don't forget, this is your show. Change the topic anytime. Call us at 437-1230. The Roundup starts right now. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome into the program. It's the Roundup on a Friday. Made it all the way to the weekend. Got another good interview for y'all today. We'll hear from Alamogordo Lady Tiger Soccer. They begin their season on Tuesday. Coach Barbosa joining us along with Sheyenne Drake, Sydney Dorchester, Tori Borunda, and Shawna Williams. And we'll hear that in here in just a second. Got a lot of other stuff we'll get to in the show as well. We're going to get right to the interview here in a second. So if you're tuned in for that, I'm not going to delay very much. Remind you, Tiger football has their event tonight, their kickoff event, Friday Night Lights. We're going to hang out there from between 7 and 8, and just a fun opportunity to come out and meet the football team, meet the cheerleaders, meet the Alamogordo athletic training staff, and I'm sure there'll be lots of other folks that are out there. Most importantly, just a community event to come out and have some fun with it. So looking forward to that, and we'll go live on the air from 7 to 8, kind of do a special edition of the Roundup coming up tonight, and be a way to get you primed for our first Friday night football game, which is coming up next Friday, live from Valencia High School in Los Lunas. So we'll look forward to our first sports broadcast of the new school year. But our first games of the new school year are soccer. The boys are at home. We talked to them yesterday. They're at home next Tuesday. The girls will be on the road at Hobbs next Tuesday, and we chatted with them just a little bit about last season, but a lot about what's coming up for them this year and what to expect from Alamogordo Lady Tiger Soccer in 2018. This is ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Joining us now is Alamogordo Lady Tiger Soccer as they get ready to start their season. Next Tuesday, they're going to be on the road at Hobbs. First home game is on the 28th, and joined by Coach Rudy Barbosa. Coach, how are you?
How you doing, Charles? Doing good.
Well, if you want to introduce the group that you brought with you, 4 of your Lady Tiger Soccer players.
Sure. Girls, you want to introduce yourselves?
They're like, maybe? I don't think so.
Tori Borunda.
There we go. Tori.
I'm Sheyenne Drake. I'm Shawna Williams. I'm Sydney Dorchester.
All right. Ladies, how are we doing today? Good?
Great.
All right. That's what we like to hear. Coach, coming off another really solid year. You guys win back-to-back district championships, made it to the first round of the state tournament. Your thoughts coming out of last season into this group with in 2018?
I thought we had a really good season last year. It was really disappointing there at the end, but I think that's what's driving these girls now. So I'm excited to start this season. You know, we have a short memory, and then we can't change the past. We can only change what's coming.
Yeah, and I think. What do you feel like needs to change for you guys to get out of that first round? You played, 2 just really close games. Los Lunas 2 years ago, Valencia last year. Is there something you can look at in those 2 games and feel like needs to be improved for this group to be able to get onto the quarterfinals this year?
I think these girls just have done a tremendous job. We can't speed up time. You got to understand some of the teams that we play, they're going senior heavy on us juniors. We're fielding 8th graders, 9th graders, along with, this year it's the same thing. We have two seniors, 2 of them here, and we're going to have to field them with a bunch of underclassmen. So I think that is a big negative for us. It's not necessarily the soccer. These girls play with a lot of heart. They're very super talented, but those girls have experience, have Some of them have 100 pounds on some of these girls.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference as well.
Yeah. Shawna, what are you most excited about headed into this season? You scored a bunch of goals last year. I'm sure that's got to be something that you're shooting for again this year. I mean, what has you most excited about this season?
Well, just playing in general, but I want to see how far we get because I feel like this year we'll go past the first round and just keep going on.
All right. Sheyenne, I mean, you're going into your senior year. I mean, what has you most excited about playing with this group and, your last year with Lady Tiger Soccer?
Yeah, I guess just finishing my high school career pretty strong, It's the last time around, so I'm pretty excited just to be out on the field for the last time,
Get that opportunity. Tori, it's the same for you. It's again, I said it to you, I can't believe it's your senior season already.
Yeah.
What has you, pumped and ready to play Lady Tiger Soccer for the last time?
I just think we all bond very well together, and we'll just be one unit this year instead of dividing each other, and we'll just go out there and play as a team and just having these younger girls that have our backs. All right. As we're seniors.
Sydney, I mean, how about you? I mean, your role going into this year, I mean, you excited about what Coach is going to be asking you to do? Is it any different than maybe it was last season? What has you excited about heading into this year?
I'm really excited just to get back out there and play the game that I love to do the most. Get back out there to play with my teammates and bond. I think that's like the funnest part of the year, honestly, is soccer season and getting back out there.
All right, that's what we like to hear. Coach, I mean, overall with this group, I mean, in comparative to previous years, the makeup, you said the makeup's kind of the same, that you've got a group of, juniors and seniors, but you also have to work in your 8th graders, 9th graders, and sophomores. Are you seeing maybe one strength over anything else with this group? I know you've only had them for about a week now, but what stands out for you so far with this team out of tryouts?
What stood out of the tryouts is their work ethic and their heart. I mean, I was really, really impressed with all the girls. I mean, even the new girls that came out that had very little experience. I mean, the workouts these girls would tell you are, I always tell them they're not girls workouts, they're soccer player workouts. And I mean they stepped up and they really showed that there's no quitting them, and that they're out this year to prove a point. And I think it doesn't matter that we're a young unit. They're a super talented unit, and I think with these two seniors spearheading our team, I think we're going to be fine.
And just in terms, we obviously have this group of 4 here. Talk about some of the other ladies that we're going to be watching out for this year, and of course, I mean, you guys have to replace players like Chris and Kayla and Harley and Macy from last year. Who's going to have to step into some of those roles, and who's maybe going to have to move around a little bit?
Well, there's going to be. I'll speak of one here. Sid, last year she was asked to take. She went from an offensive role to a defensive role last year. This year, we're going to be using her on both sides of the ball. We have young girls, again, Janae, Gabby, who are now going to be, Janae was last year, so was Gabby, thrown into the lineups and asked to do supporting roles. This time they're going to be asked to have key roles. So, I mean, I think they're ready for the challenge. I think they'll do great. It's just we're super young, Charles, but I mean, you can't measure talent either.
Yeah. Do you have an idea where you're going with goalkeeper yet, or is that still a little bit up in the air for you guys?
Right now we have 2 very young ones, 9th graders. One of them is my daughter. We have Tori here who's shaking her head over there. We might use her softball background because she has a good hand-eye coordination. She's been in there for a couple of games in the tournament. So depending how the season unfolds is how we'll play it.
Okay, very good. Sid, talk about, he obviously is going to be expecting something different from you this year compared to last year. Is this season going to be more of what you have used to been doing in maybe previous years, or is this going to be something brand new for you this season?
Honestly, I'm ready for whatever he needs me to do. I'm just going to go out there and do my best and give it everything I got. And now that I had this past year doing defense, at least I'm not going to be too oblivious to the position, and I will know it better than I did last year.
Gotcha. And so you're going to be doing as much defense. I mean, Coach is going to be a little more on offense this year for you guys? Or?
She's going to be doing both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you enjoy offense more than defense? It doesn't really matter to you? You're just happy to be out there?
Actually, this past year when I did defense, I felt so comfortable back then. It was just something new, and I really enjoyed it.
So it was something brand new, but you found out, hey, maybe this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I like that. Tori, what about that? Maybe a little bit of goalkeeping this year. Is that something kind of gets you excited? To be something different for you, possibly?
It's something different because I don't really practice it, but I'll do whatever Rudy needs me to do.
But defensively, if you had the choice, you'd want to be out there in defense doing what you've done the last couple of years.
We gotta do what you gotta do for the team.
Yeah. So you're happy to do whatever.
Yeah, I'll do whatever it takes.
All right. Do you feel like softball kind of helps you out with the goalkeeping part of it?
A little bit, like on seeing where the ball goes, but other than that, like how to get down and all that.
Sheyenne, you and Fatso were up front scoring a lot of goals last year. I mean, do you guys feel like that you can improve on the offensive success that you had last season? What do you think you need to do to be able to maybe show a little bit more off this year?
Well, me and Fatso can always improve every year. We're always looking to improve, but we really just have a good connection up front, and every year it gets better. Like we've been talking about it, and just every single year it feels like the connection we have as forwards just gets better. So yeah, we're looking to improve. But we're just excited to be out there, and we're just looking forward to see what we can do this year, and hopefully it turns out really well.
Yeah, Shawna, in terms of skills-wise, are there things maybe you tried to work on this offseason to maybe get a little bit better going into this year, or is it just working on the same things you have pretty much your entire soccer career?
Well, I've been going out, getting touches on the ball, but it was pretty hard for me to do that since I had basketball and softball after it.
No.
But I still managed to find the ways to go out, and I relearned the physics and everything of soccer and just redid it all and then gained from it.
And one thing here, we got a lot of you that, and I think a lot of the soccer players play multiple sports. I know, Coach Barbosa is really encourages that, and I know a lot of coaches do. Do you feel like playing all those different sports in the end kind of helps you? Does it just keep up your athleticism throughout the year? How is that like playing 3 different sports throughout the year for you?
Well, it's they're all pretty different sports, but some of them have some in common, but I think the only thing that's not in common from soccer is the conditioning. I was I'm gonna be so conditioned. I came out and I was just dying. I thought I was gonna be best shape of my life. No.
It's a different kind of conditioning.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, and that's, Coach, that's true. It's one of those things that, I don't think, you watch a game, you don't realize how much distance those ladies are carrying throughout an entire game. You have to be in your best shape to be ready for a season.
Oh, absolutely. If we lose a game, I don't mind losing because the other team was better than us on that day. But I refuse to lose a game because we were out of shape, and so far I don't think that's ever happened. These girls, like I said, they work hard, and man, they're grueling workouts, but I've yet to see any quit in them, so I'm really proud of them.
Talk about the switch to classification, switch to different district this year. Obviously, it's going to be a bit more of a challenge for you guys this year. The district previously maybe certainly not as strong as the Cruces district that you're going to see this year. Talk about that change and how that's going to be different for you guys this year.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to the change. I thought, no disrespect to our previous district, but I think that in itself was kind of didn't prepare us as well coming into the state tournament, because we flew by that district not really getting challenged, and then to come into a first state tournament game against an elite team, well, it kind of didn't prepare us for that kind of game. So I think now I'm looking forward to what these girls can do, and I always look forward to a new challenge, and I think these girls do as well.
Yeah. Shawna, is that something that, you guys are going to be pushed right at the end of the season harder than you have been the last couple of years? You feel like that's something that will prepare you guys better for making the state tournament?
Yeah, because like Rudy said, it didn't prepare us that much. It was just 10-0 by first half. Now these games are we could be down, we could be up. They're more of a roller coaster kind of game.
Yeah. Sheyenne, I mean, just the chance to play, those Cruces schools, Gadsden in there twice a year. I mean, is that something that's going to be, I think, fun for you your senior season?
Yeah, I mean, having competition is always fun. The main reason we play soccer is partially because of the competition. So, yeah, I think we're all excited for, like, the extra, bit of toughness there. And we're really excited just for the season in general.
Yeah. Tori, I mean, you think that's something that will prepare you guys better when, if that postseason comes around? I know you guys, I shouldn't say if, I know you guys are saying when the postseason comes around this year. You think that this district will prepare you better than maybe the last couple years?
Oh, yeah. We all like challenges, so we're ready to face it.
Yeah. And, I mean, you all have seen the Cruces schools before. You usually play in that tournament over there. They're very competitive, and you're very competitive against them. I mean, is excited to know that you guys are going to be fighting with those teams for a district championship this year?
Yeah, because they're obviously better schools, and by facing better schools, it makes you better players. So I think we'll all just develop more.
Yeah. I mean, Sid, did you see the difference in terms of, the non-district schedule, the teams you were playing, and when you got into district and maybe how you prepared a little bit differently for those games? I mean, was that noticeable for you through last season?
Yeah, I could tell. Like you said, the Las Cruces tournament, that was a bit difficult, but seeing, like, the girls on my team have are very talented. Each one of them are very talented. So seeing them go out there and giving it their all, it's pretty cool to watch. And I think this season it's going to be good with the challenges we're going to get.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, goals for this year. I mean, has it changed from anything you've expected from these ladies the last couple of years? The same kind of expectations for this group?
Yeah. I mean, it's always the same goals. We want to win, we want to have fun, but as every previous year, we want to establish, and I think we've done that through every year. We want to establish a style of soccer, that people can say, well, that it defines this school, and I think we're on our way to doing that, and I think we've been very successful with it, and I think that we just continue on that path, because when these girls leave, that school stays, and then other girls step in, and it continues, and that's how you build elite programs. And I'm glad we're opening with an elite school in Hobbs, and then of course we got all the Cruces schools coming, and we're going there, and I think, like I said, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I know these girls are looking forward to the challenge, and I think, they're gonna know that we're for real. We're very young, but we're going to give them all they can handle.
All right. Sid, do you set goals for yourself going into a season? I mean, things that you want to make sure you get done, or you just, you try to take it game by game? How do you approach it?
Every season, Rudy has us fill out a paper on the goals we would like to accomplish. And every year, I put to improve my skills on the ball, because there's always room for improvement, and room for improvement to see the game. Like, it's just, there's more to soccer than what people think. There's a lot you have to see, and I want to improve the way I see the game and my skills, and I think there's room for improvement every year.
All right. Tori, what did you put down on that sheet for this year about what goals you want to accomplish this year?
I put to have a better touch on the ball and to see the field better, and there's one more. I'm trying to think. Do you remember? Oh, and make my speed better.
Okay. Shai, how about you?
Good job.
I think I put, skill-wise, I think I put to finish better and to work on my first touch. And then I also put to improve my coachability and to set a good example to others and lead my team well.
All right. Shawna?
Mine was also touch, finishing, and a big one, decision-making.
Just try to make in those split seconds, try to make the decision that maybe Rudy would be asking you to do, right? Yeah. All right. I think, and I kind of think that's a good thing for you guys to do at the beginning of the year, to have these girls look forward to what they want to get out of the season. Right?
Oh, absolutely. And I have them fill that out, and it's prior to tryouts, and I tell all these girls, man, the self-evaluation that you guys made of yourselves is right on point, because they can see where they lack and what they need improvement on, and I'm going to help them get there, and if they improve themselves, then that improves us as a team, and I think Like I said, I think these girls are something special.
Yeah, and for as talented as some of these ladies are, to be able to see the parts that they need to improve on, I think that shows a lot character-wise for them to be able to recognize this is what I need to do to get better. So, all right, well, we look forward to a great season. First home game, again, is coming up on the 28th as the Lady Tigers will open up their season on the 21st, which is next Tuesday, as they take on Hobbs. Ladies, good luck this season. Excited to see you out there at Soccerplex. Hope you have a great year.
Thank you.
Coach.
Thank you, Charles.
And again, thanks to the entire group for stopping by yesterday. I know it's a busy schedule for everybody this time of year, and for them to be able to spend some time here in the studio and chat about the upcoming season. Always appreciate everybody can stop on by. Something I realized yesterday, if you're jumping on YouTube and you missed the first part of the interview, you can actually rewind it to the beginning of the show and listen to it from the beginning if you want to. So if we are live, you can actually rewind. I think it goes as far back as 4 hours. Something worth knowing if you're tuning into this show late, the KNMZ Football Roundtable, when we start streaming that. And same goes for our games, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, or softball down the road. Hopefully some soccer this year. We got a chance to do soccer on the radio last year with some state tournament action. Hopefully we're able to do the same for those teams again this year. So we'll obviously find out as we get closer to that part of the year. But looking forward to a good season for both boys and girls soccer. And again, they're the first ones to officially get things going on Tuesday on the 21st. Boys are at home as they take on Hobbs, and the girls will go to Hobbs for their home opener. Girls are on the road both games next week. The boys are actually at home all 3 games next week against Hobbs, Los Lunas, and Chaparral. All right, let's take our first commercial break. If you want to call into the show, 437-1230. More of the roundup for you next on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
Score big with great savings at Justin's Motor Company. Hustle on down to one of Justin's 2 locations. Cars, trucks, SUVs, Jeeps, you name it, Justin's has it. Makes and models to fit any budget and the best customer service in town. One-stop online shopping makes your next car buying experience a breeze. Check out the full inventory, meet the staff, even apply online. All at justinsmotorcompany.com. 2 locations conveniently located on the Holloman Highway or 489-5820, Justin's Motor Company.
Is your back-to-school list getting a little longer than you expected? OFCU's Visa Platinum Credit Card eases the unexpected. OFCU's Visa Platinum Credit Card gives you an interest-free grace period of at least 25 days on new retail purchases when the balance is paid in full each month. No fees for cash advances at OFCU's ATMs and branches. Back to school with OFCU is as easy as ABC. All loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 3 branches in Otero County. Call 434-8500.
Lose weight, be happier, get smarter, improve your memory, all by doing one thing. Sleep well. Tax time in 2018 is your chance to catch up on great sleep. Use your hard-earned tax refund to buy yourself the one thing that can make the biggest difference in your health, a new mattress to get better sleep. Sleep Well is here to help you find the right mattress for your needs. Back problems? Too heavy snoring? Sleep Well can help you. Sleep hot? Your partner toss and turn? No problem. Sleep Well can help. Corner of First and White Sands. Sleep Well. When you sleep well, you live well.
Every student wants their high school sports apparel, and there's only one place to get it, the Winner's Circle. They carry all the local school letter jackets, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, or Bear. While you're there, get your jacket personalized with embroidery, stitching, and have your letters and patches sewn on too. They also carry trophies, plaques, and awards, and service with a smile. It's all at the Winner's Circle, 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
What makes Vision Ford Lincoln Hyundai unique? At Vision Ford, we're all about you. Your vision, your style, your needs, and your story. Vision is fully stocked with dozens of the hottest 2018 models, including the Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling truck for 40 years. With financing options that fit every budget and a sales team dedicated to you, Vision Ford Lincoln Hyundai continues the Yes We Can tradition. All we need is you. Visit us today at 1500 South White Sands Boulevard or 24/7 online at visionfordlincoln.com.
Selfless service is the guiding principle that drives Army National Guard soldiers to be always ready whenever disaster strikes. Every Army National Guard member serves not only to protect the nation, but also their local communities, so they each have a stake in the security and well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They are your next-door neighbors and your colleagues in schools, offices, and factories. Since the early days of our republic, the Army National Guard has continued its timeless commitment to guarantee peace and security for all All-Americans, a proud legacy which has endured for nearly 4 centuries. To be a Guard soldier is to stand ready to serve at all times for family, for community, and for country. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. To learn more, log on to NationalGuard.com or contact an Army National Guard recruiter in your area. Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
How far would you go to help save someone's life? How about to your closet or your attic or garage? When you donate your clothes, furniture, or other goods to the Salvation Army, those goods change lives. Donate today. Reach out to your local Salvation Army for pickups. Or visit salvationarmyusa.org. You'll be doing the most good.
My life was going downhill fast. Everybody was on my case. Now, I kept hoping that life would change real soon. I knew drinking too much messed up my life. A friend suggested I check out AA. It worked. I found myself in an AA group. Finally, I've got my act together. Alcoholics Anonymous. It works. Look us up, check your phone book, newspaper, or AA.org.
For the local AA hotline, call 430-9502. That's 430-9502.
You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back into the show. Again, if you missed any of the Lady Tiger Soccer interview and you're listening to us live on YouTube right now, you can rewind it and listen to it. If you're listening to us on 103.7, you can jump on the YouTube channel and do the same thing, but you can do it at your own leisure. It'll be there later if you want to check that out, but we'll post a link to it up on the Facebook page. And big thing is, I know we're definitely in a world of I'll do it when I can get to it these days, because there's that option. So we're trying to give that to you guys the best that we can. We hope that you're tuning in live every day, but if you can't, I understand. I'm not too hurt by all of that. So again, we're going to be live out at Tiger Football Stadium tonight, as Alamogordo will have a Friday Night Lights event. And plan is for me, I'm just going to set up a table and invite people over and do some interviews throughout it. So if you can't be there, you can listen into it. If you're going out to it, I'm going to do the same thing we're doing with the show normally. We'll record it so you can go back and listen to it later if you want to hear some of the interviews we'll get. And it's going to be kind of a little bit of a shotgun experience. We're just going to go for it and see what happens. But that'll be fun. Most importantly, it's an event for the community to get together and get ready for Tiger football. We don't have a Tiger football game for another 2 weeks at Tiger Stadium when they host Los Lunas. So this is kind of a way to get yourself reacclimated to football season, right? Getting out there for Friday Night Lights and enjoying those kind of things. So hope to see you out there. It's going to be a fun thing. 7 o'clock is when they're getting started, and we'll jump on the air at 7 o'clock as well here on ESPN Alamogordo. So looking forward to that coming up this evening, and hopefully a fun night right here on 103.7. And for those of you maybe tuning in for D-backs night, you'll miss the portion of the pregame, which starts at 7:30. We'll send you to the Dodgers, not the Dodgers, but the Padres and D-backs game as soon as we're finished at 8 o'clock. And it may not be all the way till 8 o'clock. We may, depending on how the event goes, if things wrap up a little bit sooner than an hour, then we'll close it up and send you off to D-backs baseball as soon as we're finished. So starting at 7 and the latest 8 o'clock. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense there. But we'll hopefully have some fun talking Tiger football, Tiger cheerleading, and the Alamogordo athletic trainer is going to be there as well. So maybe get a chance to talk with them a little bit and see how their season has started. And they'll be, of course, they won a red trophy last year. Did the Alamogordo athletic trainers in the athletic training competition that was held here in Alamogordo. It's a pretty cool deal that Alamogordo brought home a few state trophies last year with girls track and fields, the athletic trainers. I think choir and band both had trophies that they brought back last year. Am I missing anybody? Oh, well, of course, boys soccer. Goodness. Sorry. I was missing the really, really obvious one, the team that won the state championship last year, and there might be somebody else that I missed in there. I know we had some good finishes last year and hopefully some good experiences, and hopefully the same for this year. First week of school over with, and next week we get into the games. Boys and girls soccer on Tuesday, boys at home, girls on the road. On Thursday, boys soccer, volleyball, both at home. Volleyball is going to have their varsity playing their season opener against Ruidoso. The JV and the 9th graders are going to be scrimmaging Ruidoso to begin their season. And then, of course, Tiger football coming up on Friday. And then boys soccer again coming up on Saturday. So it's a busy week. And I'll tell you what, for Tiger soccer, it's a very busy week, or busy 2 weeks. They're going to play 3 games this next week and then 4 the following week. Girls soccer is playing 2 this week and 5 next week. I think they're playing Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then that Friday, Saturday they'll play. I think on that Friday they'll actually play 2 games. So it's definitely a bit challenging, that's for sure. They are at home though, not next week, but the following week, that last week of August. Except for the Cruces tournament, and then obviously they'll be on the road for that one. All right. So that's what we got with that coming up, and cross country not going to the 1st of September. Want to mention again, Alamogordo cheerleading has their youth camp coming up on the 25th. So if you've got maybe a youngster that's interested in cheerleading, contact the Alamogordo cheerleading. Best place I would go, they've got a Facebook page. I think every Alamogordo sport in the fall has a Facebook page. And they're pretty good about keeping up with it. Tiger soccer, Tiger football, probably the best at cross country yesterday. They had some photos of some altitude training they were doing in Cloudcroft yesterday. The Lady Tiger Soccer Facebook page has been a bit more active. Volleyball they were posting when the Dig Pink and their senior night events were yesterday. So if you're a Facebook person, make sure you like those pages, and you can stay up to date with. We obviously try to do the same on our Facebook page, keep you up to date with everything. But hey, you give yourself twice the opportunity with Facebook's algorithm. Sometimes things don't pop up on your news feed. You got a better chance if you got more than one. And I'll tell you what, there's pictures and other things that that I'm not able to do for some of the teams that post up on their Facebook pages, and it's definitely cool things to check out there too. So lots of, I think, easy ways to stay up with what's going on with area sports. Tularosa football has got a Facebook page they keep up with. Tularosa volleyball does as well. A reminder, Thule football scrimmaging tonight at 6 p.m. against Cobre. Cloudcroft football, weather permitting. Hopefully the weather moves on from the mountains a little bit for them. They take on Fort Sumner at 7 p.m. tonight. And I would assume Mescalero also has a scrimmage coming up, but I just haven't been able to get any information there from that. So I will keep efforting, let you guys know what's going on there. So, but yeah, that's what we got going on for local stuff over the next day or two. And girls soccer scrimmaging the JV boys team tomorrow over at the Soccerplex. The teams are now practicing over at the Soccerplex, which is a good sign. I think they're still letting that lower fields work itself in, but the top field, I guess, is good to go. And Mr. Perry, we talked to him last week about this time and said that they'd fixed the gopher problem that they had out there. There's a Caddyshack joke in there somewhere, but thankfully they're going to try to, I think they're going to try to get through this season. Hopefully, get the fields in quality, keep the fields in quality condition, and really work on them from the spring going forward. And I know, Mr. Perry, and I can't remember if we talked about that on air or off air, but he talked about, how he's been, asking a lot of people who are experts on being able to grow grass and grow fields, like that, like the quality fields we saw up in Bernalillo. If you went up to the boys soccer tournament, I mean, lush grass, really, really nice. The idea is to try to get that to happen over at the Soccerplex. And in all fairness, I really can't see a reason why that couldn't work. And hopefully that's something that'll pay off for maybe some of the other fields as well. I know for softball and baseball, trying to get those fields to grow and to do it early enough in the year. I mean, that's the biggest challenge for those two sports is, we're starting games in February, and to get stuff growing and greening up by that time of the year. If we have a warm late winter, it works okay, but obviously it can be a bit of a challenge, and you don't necessarily have the funds to go out there and spend a lot of money to get that stuff going the way that you want it to. You just got a lot of hard work usually that's put in by the coaches to make that happen. So, but I guarantee you that's a big goal for Mr. Perry to try to get everything up to the level that the coaches would like, that he would like, and that goes for all the fields that are needing to grow like that. And I think the same thing for the other fields that we still have that aren't used every day. The field right behind the Tiger football stadium. You've got the old soccer fields, which is kind of adjacent to it. And you still have those fields out on the back end next to the baseball stadium as well. And if anything, those are places that other organizations might be able to use at some point and use for their sports. So it's it's going to continue to be a challenge. Something else worth mentioning as well, and I saw Mr. Perry post this on his personal Facebook page, that they're still looking for officials. If you want to be involved in refereeing any of the fall sports or any sports at all, contact the Alamogordo Athletics Department, and you can look. I think it's 812-5564 or 67, either or. You'll get to either Christy or Lindy there, and they'll point you in the right direction. They'll get you in contact with someone to get you started. And there's good money there. It's definitely, you got to take some time out and learn the position, but it's something that you can do in your off time from work, and if you enjoyed sports at some point or still enjoy sports, something fun to kind of keep you still involved with the game. I know it's what it is for a lot of people. You're still involved and you get to be around the sport, and it can be definitely a fun thing. It can be challenging, there's no doubt, but it can still be very fun. And again, if you're interested, contact the athletics office. And if you're just looking to do youth sports, I guarantee you they can pass along some information there. But if you're looking to get involved with, say, the Otero County Youth Soccer League, they've got a Facebook page. I know the youth football leagues have information. I believe it's OCYSL is the one that's, or OCYFL is the one that's going on right now, and they have just an internet page you can check out. If you're looking to get into baseball, Rotary Little League, that's a good place to start. By the way, you start with a little bit younger, a little bit slower, and then kind of work your way up, C-team, JV, varsity, middle school, before you get to the varsity games. But, they need officials badly. And if you're just looking for a little bit of extra scratch, guarantee you, that's a good place to go. So, this is a problem all over the state, by the way. It is going to continue to be an issue. And, it's to a problem where there's going to be games that are going to start getting canceled, I think. I don't know if it'll happen here. I don't know if it'll happen this season, but it certainly wouldn't surprise me if that happens. Tell you what, the officials that are working, there's a lot of them that can be making a lot of money because they're going to be heavy in demand across the state over, the next few months. So they'll be quite busy, to say the least. But yes, they need officials for the youth levels all the way up to high school. If you're interested, lots of different places you can contact. Like I said, a good place to start in my mind is the athletics office over at Alamogordo High School, and I'm sure they can get you in touch with anybody, whatever you might be interested in doing. So there you go. See, I said I didn't have a whole lot else locally to get to, but there were a couple things that I saw popped up on my feed and went, oh yeah, I should probably mention that. So there you go. Scrimmages yesterday didn't stay for the whole time, but got to see both Alamogordo offense and defense. One thing I'll say right away, and I talked about it, when practice first started, but then seeing the guys in the pads, they definitely look bigger this year. Now, whether that'll equate to them being able to be a little bit more physical than they were, or not be maybe as dominated as physically as they were at times last year, I don't know. Guys can look good till the games start. You never know. But I certainly will say that the offense looks to be running so much smoother. I know I've had a couple people ask me about the quarterback situation. I don't think they know who they're going with yet. And it may not be just one guy. I don't think they necessarily have one player that has every little bit of the skills that they would like if they could put them all into one quarterback. If they could, I think, combine a few of them, that would probably be what they would want. But they've got some talented kids that are trying out for it right now, and as soon as I think we'll probably find out next week. We'll talk to Coach Cisco. I don't think he would tell me anything tonight when we're out there. But next week, probably have a little bit more of an idea, what the starting positions are going to be, and it could be by committee this year. I kind of have a feeling that's what it's going to be, and that's not a bad thing. We've seen teams be successful with that. Just got to be ready with it, and the thing is that the committee part of it, you have these guys that could be on the field at all times, so you can switch them out to be a wide receiver or the quarterback or a running back or a tight end based on the given play. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that will have the dynamic. They'll question that because sometimes you want to have your quarterback, your general out there to be calling the plays, but I think in high school football you can kind of move that around. I've seen teams that have used multiple quarterbacks, in multiple different positions, and it's worked out fine for them. So could be that for Alamogordo this year. Maybe not. Maybe by Valencia they'll have landed on one guy and they'll be happy and stick with him the rest of the season. But I will say more than anything else, I think Alamogordo is far more prepared going into this season than they were last year. Other than that, I think I just need to see some games. You watch scrimmages, that's not necessarily going to give you the exact gauge on where everybody's going to be, but watching the bit of defense yesterday, it looked like some places out of position. I had somebody told me that offensive line probably needed a little bit of improvement, but I'm not one to get too critical on anything in a scrimmage. That's kind of silly. Either way, really, oh boy, they looked amazing in the scrimmage. Oh, they looked terrible. It's a scrimmage. Let's wait till the games get started. But I know Coach Cisco's excited about the numbers that they've had. I think he said they're up to 65 or 70 now, which is excellent. The freshman numbers are really good. This week was the first week of practice for freshmen, and again, that's that's the feeder system. That's what's going to lead into the sophomores for next year. And can't say enough about how much Coach Cisco thinks about the program, and not the varsity team, the program, JV, freshman, middle school, and how healthy everything is at each level, and how everything is working out at each level, and I think you need that. I think you get in trouble if you just focus on varsity, because at some point everybody graduates, and you don't have players that are filling those spots as years go on. You're going to be in trouble, and I do think that was a little bit of the issue last year, in that there wasn't as much focus on sub-varsity previous to Coach Cisco coming in. I mean, that's all you can really say. And just that so few guys had any varsity experience going into the year, there just wasn't, that was the truth. That was the reality of the situation. So, sounds like all the guys been working hard in the weight room and doing the correct things to get ready for a new season. That's the most important part. I've heard nothing but positives. And listen, I'll be fair. I was hearing a lot of positives last year too. there was there was a lot of talk about how the program looked going in last year, and clearly last year was tough. So doesn't necessarily it's going to equal in any success, but I think I feel pretty confident that Alamogordo football is going to be considerably better this year. So it would shock me big time if Alamogordo struggled like they did last year. I have a hard time imagining that one. But we'll see what happens. Next Friday, we'll be live in Los Lunas out there at Valencia High School for Game 1. Looking forward to it. And again, I'll be live out there at Tiger Stadium starting at 7 o'clock and at the latest till 8. Maybe we'll cut it off a little bit earlier. We're going to see how it goes. But looking forward to hopefully a fun night and be able to chat with some folks and look forward to a new season. All right, we'll take a break and come back. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. More of the roundup for you after this.
There are no roadblocks scheduled today on either Highway 70 or 54 South. For the latest roadblock information, call 575-678-1178. Tonight's forecast is calling for mostly cloudy skies, 40% chance of rain in the basin, 60% for the mountains. In Alamogordo, expect a low of 70, Cloudcroft a low of 57. Tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny, becoming mostly cloudy, 40% chance of rain. In Alamogordo tomorrow, high of 92, low of 70, Cloudcroft tomorrow, high of 76 and an overnight low of 59 degrees.
If your tires hold more excuses than air, that's a big oh no. If bad alignment has your car swerving to the left like the world's slowest U-turn, that's also a big oh no. If you get a flat at night in any town ending in Vania, that's a very big oh no. And how most scary movies start. Maybe stay in your car. Thankfully, for all your car's big oh no's, there's always a big oh yes. Now through August 25th, save $100 instantly on sets of 4 Big O brand tires with paid installation. Plus, get up to a $50 mail-in rebate on purchases of $500 or more when using your Big O credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Valid at participating locations on in-stock sets of 4 Big O brand tires. Up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted retail price not to exceed $35. Disposal fees extra where permitted. Not valid with other offers. See store for pricing. Mail-in rebate subject to credit approval. Not valid with other credit rebate offers. See rebate form for terms and conditions.
I'm Ed Harrell, author of The Kindness Revolution. Students, parents, and teachers all across the country are getting ready for the new school year. Unfortunately, there's also too much fear in some of our children. Fear that they're going to experience bullying at school. Bullying is the sport of cowards and comes in many forms and from many directions. It is when intimidation as a result of age, size, or group takes place, and it happens much too often. It results in too many of our children being afraid, and it needs to stop. If you suspect your child is being bullied, talk to someone at your school. Let your teacher, counselor, or principal know that you suspect a problem and ask for their help. They're there for that and will be glad to support you. These leaders are trained to help and ready to assist. The worst mistake we can make in any circumstance is not to be heard. To learn more, check us out at thekindnessrevolution.net.
Slow internet again? Signal constantly dropping? Don't take it out on your computer. Instead, call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company for internet stress relief. They have the speed and the reliability to make your internet dreams come true. If you want fast, they have faster. If you want service you can rely on, they are the most reliable. And customer service? It's all about you. Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company to get connected. 585-2700.
If you and your family are looking for a new home, you don't have to look far for a home mortgage. As a community bank, we not only have great rates, we offer you friendly financial service right here in the neighborhood. There are a lot of options in real estate lending. We're here to see that you get a loan you can live with. Talk to us about your home mortgage. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
This is Brandon with Desert Sun. I'm not sure if you all know this, but Desert Sun Auto Group consists of 5 dealerships across the great state of New Mexico. This means we have 5 new car departments with over 500 vehicles to choose from and over 200 quality pre-owned vehicles. Majority of these vehicles, when bought from us, are backed with Desert Sun's lifetime powertrain protection. Stop by either Desert Sun Motors or Desert Sun Toyota today and let us help you find your new ride. See our full inventory at DesertSunMotors.com.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to, are you? Kids, work, listening to the radio. You're busy, which is great because busy people can't get prediabetes. Oh my, I read that wrong. They can. Should have worn my glasses. So visit doihaveprediabetes.org and take a short test because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Got about 10 minutes left in the show for today. 437-1230 if you want to call into the program on your Friday. And again, we'll be hanging out at Tiger football starting at 7 o'clock and at least for an hour. Like I said, I don't really... It's going to be a fun event, I think. I don't know how necessarily long it's going to go. I don't know. And... I think, again, Tiger football is trying to start up some of these new events. You had the Night of Champions earlier this year. You had the Lift-a-thon. And this is another thing that they just want to get community involvement and people out there to come and see Tiger football and just be a part of the experience, And this is something to get things moving in that direction. And, the goal, obviously, is to keep building on those things. And I think we've seen that with a lot of different events among Tiger sports. I think, we've seen Dig Pink do exceptionally well over the last number of years. That's been going on for, as long as I can remember. I don't know if that's been going on longer than I realized, but as long as I've been going out to Tiger sports, I can remember the Dig Pink events taking place. And, the alumni game for Tiger basketball is something they've done the last couple of seasons, which has been fun. I think they're doing a Lady Tiger alumni game this year. I saw they were reaching out to try and find some former Lady Tiger basketball players that would like to be a part of that. And getting started now, hopefully to get some folks interested in that. I think they're doing that. It looks like Thanksgiving weekend, but I don't want to speak too soon. That may not be a for sure thing yet. And I know there's a lot of other, events such as these that, just try to get some excitement going, get people out and have some fun and, get some, faces and names and chance to meet, the players and the coaches and everybody. And whole point is to have some fun. So I hope people will be out there. As for national sports, headed into the weekends, another big weekend of baseball. We got a lot of NFL preseason, had a few games last night, a few more tonight. I saw the Bills are going to be on Fox on Sunday. I was like, wow, Bills and Bengals. Very exciting. I think the Cowboys and the Cowboys and the Cardinals this weekend? I thought I saw the Cowboys were on national TV, but I could be wrong. I know last night it was Jets and Redskins, and then they played on delay the Patriots and Eagles game. Oh, you know what? That's next weekend. I'm sorry. Bills and Browns are on NFL Network, though, tonight. Woo! Let's see. Jags, Vikings, NFL Network tomorrow. So are the Raiders and the Rams. Bengals and Cowboys are on NFL. So they've got a triple header on those. NFL Network actually playing 4 preseason games tomorrow. Seahawks and Chargers. And then Ravens and Colts. Better than nothing. And I know a lot of people talking up Sam Darnold playing. He played the entire first half for the Jets. I feel like more people are talking up Teddy Bridgewater than they are talking up Sam Darnold at the moment. So kind of interesting. And what else we got? Little League World Series started yesterday, which, let me see if I can find the scores on this app. That would be, I wonder if CBS has Little League World Series on here. That would be really cool if they did. They don't. It's an ESPN event. I should expect it should be over on ESPN. But that's going. If you're a NASCAR fan, it's Bristol weekend, which used to be so much more exciting. They've made it to where they can actually race around that track, and they don't crash as much. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but it's true. Let's see. Japan is beating Spain 9-1 right now in a game that's delayed. Idaho and Michigan are supposed to be playing as well, but they have their game delayed at the moment, it looks like, in the Little League World Series. Panama, Canada, Georgia, and Hawaii are also playing yesterday. Let's see if we had any final scores. Well, wait a second. Oh, 16th was yesterday. New York beat Iowa 5-2. South Korea beat Puerto Rico 4-2 in 9 innings. That Puerto Rico team is a great story. The fact that for the year that Puerto Rico has had after Hurricane Maria, and for a team from Puerto Rico to make it to the Little League World Series, that's pretty cool. Mexico beat Australia 3-2, and Texas beat Rhode Island 3-1. Were the scores at the Little League World Series yesterday. So 4 games, I think, planned for today, but it looks like weather is an issue there in Williamsport. By the way, Brandt Snedeker shot a 59 yesterday at the Wyndham Championships, becomes just the 9th player to shoot below 60 in a PGA Tour event. Jim Furyk's actually done it twice. He shot a 58 in one of his rounds, but pretty cool stuff. And he was also the first one to ever start off the round with a bogey and then go on to shoot 59. So he was +1 after one and managed to turn around and shoot 11 under on the rounds there at the Wyndham. So good for Brandt Snedeker. That's a cool deal. I don't know if too many people were paying attention to the Wyndham Championship this week, but I think at least it made some headlines based on what happened with that yesterday. So that's pretty cool. And other than that, not a ton. Baseball series of intrigue for the weekend. I think Red Sox-Rays could be pretty good. Rays actually, I think they won their last series against the Yankees. Yankees had the Blue Jays. Cubs and Pirates, more of a big series for the Cubs. Pirates look like they're probably about to the end of their chance this season, which is funny because it feels okay to count out the Pirates, but the Nationals, who have the exact same record, you don't really feel like you want to necessarily count out yet. The Giants at 61-61 are another one you kind of, do I really want to count them out yet? I don't know. Rockies and Braves. Rockies had a nice comeback win against the Braves. Rockies are red hot right now. They're playing some good baseball. Let's see here. Brewers Cardinals. Talk about a team that's red hot in the Cardinals. They're trying to gain ground on the Brewers in the NL wild card. Astros and A's, huge series in the American League West. A's could actually take over first place, I think, if they were to sweep that series this weekend. D-backs Padres, more of a big series for the D-backs. Dodgers Mariners, that's a sneaky good series too. Dodgers at Mariners coming up this weekend, so that'll be pretty fun. So yeah, good weekend of baseball. Got some NFL preseason, a little bit of NASCAR, maybe some Little League World Series in there as well. And I'll continue to say that I feel a little bit lost. I feel like I should be doing something more than I am right now. I'm just going to tell you, this is usually the weekend that we have the Otero County Fair, and I feel like I've been lost because they switched the fair to September this year. And I know I've said that a ton of times, probably over the last couple of weeks, but it's just weird, you know? You've got that inner clock, you know when things need to be done. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm confused. So, very strange. That'll be fun in September. I'm used to this week being insane because I'm trying to get all the high school sports interviews done, and then also we've got fair stuff, and there's all kinds of stuff going on, and it's been a lot more relaxed. Which, by the way, if you missed Lady Tiger Soccer today, that'll be available. Actually, you can jump on right now. We're streaming right now. You can rewind it. It's like DVR on your TV. But we'll also post the completed product of today's show, and you can listen to it on there whenever you want. And boys soccer from yesterday, if you missed that, that's up on our ESPN Alamogordo YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to our channel. We'll have football, boys basketball, girls basketball this year. baseball, softball, and maybe a few other events in there as well. And plenty of other things that we'll make sure we're adding to our library there on. I think I've probably added more videos over the last week or so than I have in months on there. So we're trying to do a little better job of that to give you guys some content to check out. Hope to see you over at Tiger Stadium tonight. Cross my fingers. Hopefully the weather holds out for us and those thunderstorms stay away, and we'll have a fun evening tonight over under the Friday Night Lights. Talk to you guys on Monday on the Roundup, and have a great weekend.
Hey, this is Will Kane. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7, Southern New Mexico's sports leader, KNMZ Alamogordo.
Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. After a closed session that lasted almost 4 hours, the University of Maryland Board of Regents plans to issue a statement